Did you know that emojis could be science fiction? I'll give you two examples. Number one. So I decided to write a story about a Greek god of emojis. The thing is, he wakes up now because there are only emojis now, so people start worshipping him now. He's called Sentimenius. Anyway, it starts with tiny emojis, which is how this all began 20, 30 years ago, right? And then these kinds of emojis, and slowly, with time, he gets more of them and more of them, and grows and grows. And anyway, more, stuff like this, right? That's how these began. And suddenly he gets those, and he wakes up more, and he feels more alive, and da-la-la-la-la-la. More and more people love him because they're using these emojis. It takes him time to figure out what this is about, right? And then suddenly, he counts himself up to 4 billion, 5 billion people love him, and then suddenly there are gifts. Oh my God, you're famous! Anyway. So this, and anyway. And this is one type of story. Now let's go back. I think it was in 2010 or 2008, I wrote, not a complete book, but a novella about emoticons. The word emoji didn't exist yet, and this is some of what happened in it. So this was published in September 21, 2010, when the word emoji didn't exist. And by the way, a friend of mine did this this emoji. This is actually a self-portrait because he got sick and he lost something with design. He had to wear an eye patch. And he felt wounded and hurt, and he created this one. It is amazing. I actually wrote this so people may be confused whether this is actual journalism or a story, right? So, as you can, Anthony Rockwell is 19 years old. The beauty fairy has not blessed this young man's face, not even little, la 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 la. Anthony is a poet. Now, before reading the next couple of sentences, you had better sit down. I am going to say something entirely ridiculous, but true. Anthony writes emoticon poetry. I am the first emoticon poet, he says with unabashed pride. This is written like journalism. I'm making history. Anyway, it is so nice to read this again after such a long time. Here's his song. And for copyright purposes, not writing down the smileys. So poetry by Anthony R. Rhymes, sad face. Meaning, a face with its tongue out. Symbolism, a face with its hand giving us a thumbs down. Old school, face with its hand giving us the finger. Generation E, emoji generation. A face with its two hands giving us two thumbs up. So what's the point? The point is that things that seemed natural to us seemed really crazy 10 years ago, 14 years ago. People couldn't figure it out. Emoji poetry was science fiction 14 years ago. And some of the predictions I made back then still haven't happened yet. They're coming. So, are emojis science fiction? Yes, they are.